Welcome back to Talk Manga Daily. Today we're diving into part one of our volume 4 breakdown of Gachiakuta, or as you may heard it pronounced on the anime, Gachiakta. These chapters mark a turning point not because of a major battle, but because of what they reveal about givers, vital instruments, a jinki, and the soul of this world. This is where we give you your spoiler warning. So if you're not caught up yet on volume 4, chapters 23 to 25, you can either stay and listen if you're curious, if it doesn't get in the way or mess up hearing this information. Some people can hear the information, it still doesn't spoil it for them. Others, if you think it's going to spoil it for you, this is your time to exit. This video will break down major developments in the power system, character growth, and hidden lore, so watch at your own risk. With this video, we're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of going through chapter by chapter, we're going to zoom in on the big ideas: power, legacy, identity, and the mysterious Watchmen series. So let's talk manga, or as we like to say over here, let's talk fantastical storytelling. Just a quick note, chapter 23 stars a new arc. It's called the Successor Spellcaster arc, and that particular arc, or this particular arc, goes through chapter 28. So these chapters center on Rudo's training, but what they really explore is how power works in Gachiakuta. Rudo isn't struggling to fight. He's struggling to understand why his ability just doesn't always activate. And that's when we see something powerful. Zanka, Engine, and Rio, three elite cleaners, begin to break it all down, and they do it like a team of scientists, elegant scientists to be exact. Zaka notices the pattern. Rudo's power only works when he's touching something like actual trash, and basically actual trash. Discarded, broken objects, not clean weapons. Engine builds on that particular theory. He introduces the idea of quality. The longer someone cares for an object, the more powerful and emotionally loaded it becomes. And then Rio brings it home. She finishes with the thought, with something beautiful. Maybe when an object crumbles after battle, it's not because it failed, it's because it fulfilled its purpose and it had no regrets left or nothing else to give. This is the moment that Gachi Akta tells us, or basically shows us, power isn't just about strength, it's about memory, emotion, and closure. That's why Rudo's weapons feel like an extension of his soul, or looks like an extension of his soul, because they are. One of the next topics we'd like to explore is Cleaner HQ. Is it a culture of care? One of the most underrated moments in these chapters happened when Rio gives Rudo the grand tour of HQ. It's funny, it's warm, it's chaotic, but beneath the surface, it's also incredibly revealing. What we're witnessing isn't just a tour, it's an introduction to an entire culture. The cleaners aren't just warriors or trash collectors, they're a community with their own traditions, specialized training grounds, Vianders who cook with artistry, sacred rituals around protective gear, careful processes for seeking magical protection in places like Canvas Town. But the real magic happens during Rudo's first encounter with dessert. Sure, it's playful for laughs. The kid literally gets so bloated, he starts floating. But emotionally, this is profound. Here's someone who's never tasted sweetness, never experienced a simple joy that others take for granted. And when he does, the cleaners don't mock him, they share in his wonder. This moment captures everything these chapters are building toward: caring for discarded objects, preparing food with love, or welcoming a traumatized kid into their family. The cleaners embody the same philosophy Rudo's powers represent, finding value in what others have thrown away. And that sets the perfect tone for understanding what this team really represents moving forward. Let's talk a little bit about Rudo's evolution and belonging. Rudo is quietly changing. We see him washing his scarred hands, something that Recto used to help him with. Now he's doing it for himself. We're watching our boy get responsible and taking on things that he probably used to get help with Recto with. Rudo's standing there like a deer in the headlights when he finds Rio laid out on his bed like she owns the place. back on the sphere, the ladies didn't just climb through his window and treat his bed like their personal couch. The whole situation has him completely thrown off. But in Cleaner HQ, that's part of the environment. He's flustered, sure, but he doesn't push her away. He's starting to adjust. And Rudo tends to have a pretty good personality about things, and he doesn't mind coming back at you with an attitude if he needs to. So the next morning, we find Grist, Engine, and Folo are being nosy, peeking into a side room like kids waiting for Christmas morning. Inside, the helmet guy is getting down. He is going full craftsman mode on Rudo's headgear. There's clinging, clanging, muttering, and random phrases being tossed around, spoken to no one, just spoken. Here's the thing, the helmet isn't just some fancy hat. It's Rudo's official welcome to the club moment. Once that bad boy is done, he'll look the part, act the part, and deal with all the crazy stuff that comes with it. Even when it's time to head out to Canvas Town, Rudo meets a whole new crew of cleaners, Delmon and Tamsi, and everybody's just dapping each other up. So what does everyone do? They hop in the engine's Jeep. Rudo may not be wearing his signature helmet gear yet, but he's already moving with the squad. He's no longer the outsider. They're making room for him, and he's beginning to belong. I believe we all knew that when we saw the death of Recto, whether you saw it in the manga first or you saw it in the anime, that there was some mystery behind Gachiakuta. And well, just when we thought that everything was going to settle down, there was going to be some warmth in these early chapters, we cut to something that was brought to Rudo's attention by Jabber. And it was regarding the symbol of the series on his gloves. So if you're not ahead in the manga and you're just starting the manga kind of at the same spots that we are, and you are at volume 4, the same chapters that we are, we know that, or you know as well, that Jabba returned to the Raiders' base or hideout, and awaiting for him is a shadow figure we haven't fully seen before. It's their boss. It's the Raiders' boss, and he doesn't yell. He doesn't rant. He just repeats a series of words: the cleaners, the city of art, desert altar, Vital Instruments series, Watchmen series, Rudo. He's not reacting, he's tracking. Then we see the design on the back of his jacket or his coat. And damn it, it's the same design that's on Rudo's gloves. And for the first time, we hear it named in his muttering, and it's the Watchmen series. The one detail reframes everything. That one detail just ties us to Rudo gloves aren't just sentimental, they're part of something ancient. Recto may have known more than he ever let on, but we didn't get a lot of Recto, right? So his death was probably actually a good catalyst for this, setting up the storytelling and what comes next. Also, in the Raiders, they understand way more than Rudo at this point, definitely what the Watchmen series is. So we don't know yet, based on the Watchmen series just being introduced through the Raiders boss in terms of muttering, and we're able to now tie back the design. We just don't know at this point what the Watchmen series is, but it's definitely a symbol, and we've seen it on back of a jacket now, and we've seen it on Rudo's gloves. But we now know Rudo is connected to it, and the gloves may be the key to everything or something bigger at this point. Chapters 23 through 25 of Volume 4 don't explode with action. Instead, they pull back the curtain. They show us how Gachi Akita is about soul as much as spectacle. We learn that trash isn't worthless, it's pain, it's potential. Power isn't brute force, it's emotion channeled through legacy. And Rudo's journey is just beginning, not toward strength, but toward identity. In the next part of Volume 4, We'll see the cleaners arrive in Canvas Town and continue the mission to find the woman in No Man's Land. But for now, this was the turning point. The story got deeper, hey, and the world got richer. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and hit that bell. Let us know what you think the Watchmen series really is. And as always, keep reading, keep thinking, and talk manga daily with us. Thanks for watching.